Hi everyone, this is Mon. Well, my name's Monique, but you can call me Mon, and I'm here with Cael, my son. Hey dude.
Hello.
So we are going to do a podcast and we're just going to talk about things that interest us. And what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up a topic for one episode and then Cael and I will talk about it. And then the next episode, he's going to bring a topic that he's interested in and we're going to talk about it. And I'm 39 years old and Cael is 11 and he's already like 10 times smarter than me. So that's why I thought he'd be good to have on my podcast, because he can say smart, intelligent things while I say idiotic, crazy things. What do you think of that, man?
I think you're right.
Yes, exactly. And you always tell the truth, don't you? And that's
Yes.
what I love about you. And so what I thought we would talk about today, and might be interesting to Cael that I bring this up, because I told him whenever I hear this name in the media, I immediately turn off. But today we're going to talk about Donald Trump. Now, what I want to talk about is how the hell did a country who has 300 million people vote in Donald Trump? And I would like your first reaction to that question, Cael, because I have a few theories, but I wanted to get some of yours as well.
People are stupid. They're Americans.
Yes. Well, I mean, what else are we supposed to think?
Yeah.
I mean, this man, we've probably had some pretty bad prime ministers, but Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Now, I want to get serious for a minute, because politics is serious and this is a serious subject. And I want to ask you a serious question about Donald Trump. Okay? Will you answer me seriously?
Yes.
Donald Trump has a lot of money, right?
Yes.
So how the hell does he use the same makeup that the Oompa Loompas do on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? How does that happen?
It doesn't. It doesn't work at all.
I mean, what? Does he have like all these vats that are left over from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where they were, making the Oompa Loompas look orange in the face, and he's just like, that'll do.
Well, he's gone bankrupt 5 times, so that's all he can afford.
I guess so. Yeah, maybe he got a special deal with whatever studio made Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. Sony, I think.
Yeah. Now, so money, obviously. How else do you think that Donald Trump got into power? And stupid people.
Yeah, stupid people. He probably paid a lot of people to get crap on Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
So that less people would vote for her.
Yep.
I don't think he spent his money more on more people voting him, just less people voting her.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I think that's a very good point, and I have another theory, which you'll probably discount, but I think it's a pretty good theory.
Yeah.
So, what I think is that Americans love The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And on The Simpsons, Donald Trump was the president.
Yeah.
And I think that the American people were probably like, well, if he's good enough for The Simpsons, he's good enough for us as president.
I think that you've just summed up the American intelligence.
Yeah, well, but what I also wanted to talk about was, imagine if The Simpsons had put another person or one of their characters as president. Imagine if one of their Simpsons characters was president. I mean, who do you think would make a good president as like one of the Simpsons characters?
Realistically, Lisa.
Lisa, yes. Smart, sensible choice. But given the election of Donald Trump, I'm not really sure they like to make smart, sensible choices.
No.
Now go with me on this one. You know how Anna, my sister, your auntie,
Yes.
and I always say that we're going to end up like Patty and Selma?
Yeah.
We'll be old and bitter, and she'll probably smoke and I'll probably drink wine.
Yeah.
And we'll watch old episodes of MacGyver.
Yeah.
Well, if we elected Patty and Selma as joint president of the US, they would probably do a reboot of MacGyver. And then America really would be great again.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think that would have been better than whatever Donald Trump did.
Exactly. So there we go. Like, you and I have just got it's solved. We already know how to make America great again.
Yeah.
From Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what I also wanted to talk about was, Donald Trump, he's like seriously so humble. Like, he, doesn't have any ego. He's just so like, I'm a man of the people. I never have to talk about myself. This is an example. My fingers are long and beautiful, as it has been well documented are various other parts of my body. Now,
well, his fingers are short and fat, so I think we can get a pretty good understanding from that.
maybe he has actually a two-way mirror in which, because his people need to keep up the facade, so maybe he looks in the mirror and someone with long pointy fingers just from the other side holds up a hand because he has this idea that he has these long beautiful fingers and they don't want to, wreck that illusion.
Yep, that's the only
Yeah.
that's the only thing that keeps him sane.
Exactly.
His long, beautiful fingers.
Yes, and he doesn't really like to have people come to America from other countries. And you know how sometimes people come from other countries because obviously they're fleeing because they're in war-ravaged countries. It's die or go to somewhere and have a better life. And Donald Trump's reaction to these people that are, trying to have a better life and just thinking, okay, I either get killed in my country or go to another country. And you want to know what he said?
What did he say?
Why are we having all these people from shithole countries coming here? So he obviously has a lot of empathy.
Yeah, and I'm looking at her notes right now.
Yes.
And I'd also like to say that he said that in a White House meeting.
He did. Yes.
I think that sums up Donald Trump pretty well.
And he also, I guess in his former life before the presidency,
Yeah.
he was on The Apprentice. He was so busy. He had all these sky-rise developments.
Oh,
and
what else?
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
And then he decided to run for president and apparently thought it'd be cushy. Because he said, I loved my previous life. I had so many things going. This is more work than in my previous life. I thought it would be easier. What the fuck, Donald Trump? You thought being president of the United States would be easier?
Well, I'm surprised it isn't, because all he did was sit around and say China virus.
Well, what I'd like to ask you about, because you're in the younger generation, and he's sort of come up with this new term that everyone says now, fake news.
Yeah.
Now, what does fake news mean to you?
It means news that is fake.
And that is what Donald Trump says when anyone says something that annoys him.
Yeah.
And you don't just get to do that.
Yeah.
And he said, what you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening. So, okay, Donald Trump, not only can I not trust what I read in the newspapers now, if I see something with my own eyes, apparently in his world there's some other reality where, no, don't believe that. I said it's fake news. You saw me with my trousers around my knees? That was fake news. Your eyes, you can't trust your eyes, just like you can't trust the newspapers.
You hear that, everyone? The sun is fake news.
Exactly. Well, he did remember that time when he was watching an eclipse and everyone was like, don't look at the sun because it will burn your eyes and you need glasses, and Donald Trump just went, I'm looking at the sun because I'm Donald Trump and it will not burn my eyes.
Yeah.
I think that it's just about sums up who he thinks he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he also sort of suggested to us, and I hope that no one in America believes this, that you could maybe like sort of, use like disinfectant to kind of inject yourself to get rid of coronavirus.
Typical Trump.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
We talked about fake news, and it's convenient if you think that fake news is just when it's a bad story about you.
Yeah. Yeah, how convenient is that?
It is. And he said, any negative polls are fake news. Just like the CNN, ABC, NBC polls in the election. So, excuse me, all Americans, 320 million people, if you read a negative story about me, that's fake news. If you read a good story about me, it's all true.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
Yes. And he does sort of have a way with words and sometimes, describing things. And there was a particularly bad hurricane in America, as there have been many. And, I guess there was a lot of flooding, a lot of rain, a lot of Mother Nature bashing his country.
Yeah.
And he described it as one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
What is that even supposed to mean?
I don't know, because you tell me. You're the younger generation. I thought he was just speaking your language, because that means nothing to me. Wet water is wet, but it's the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. You explain to me, you're the younger generation. I'm old and stupid.
All I'm surprised is that he drank before he went on that speech.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. And look, also, it's probably before your time, but Donald Trump isn't the only president who has raised eyebrows with some of the comments he's made.
Mm-hmm.
So George W. Bush made almost comical statements.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell you a few of them. He tried to be very poetic.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is not the best way to go if you're dumb as dog shit.
Yeah.
And he said, I just want you to know that when we talk about war, we're really talking about peace. Oh, really? Oh, okay, Messiah. Thank you. I know now.
You hear that, everyone? Hitler was peaceful.
Yes. In talking about Hitler, this is after the terrible the terrible tragedy that was 9/11 in America.
Yeah.
And Osama bin Laden was the most wanted man in the world.
Yeah.
For the atrocities that he caused on the American people, on George Bush's country.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know where bin Laden is. I have no idea and really don't care. It's not that important. It's not our priority.
Now, I think that there's a video on YouTube and it has all of the people about to die on that aeroplane calling their loved ones for the last time.
Yep.
You hear that, everyone? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Not to George W. Bush. Now, he also, as I said, very, very good with the words. I know what I believe. I will continue to articulate what I believe, and what I believe what I believe is right. There you go, America. Good job. 2 stand-up presidents that you voted in. What is there a requirement for bloody word soup if you're a US president? It's just ridiculous, isn't it, Cael?
I don't think that any of them have ever not gotten drunk before they went on to these speeches.
You know what the scary thing is?
What?
Maybe they're sober.
Yeah, that is a scary thing.
So I think that what we need to say is that we might not love all of our politicians, but they know Donald Trump, they know George W. Bush, and Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah. Now, I know that I've put you on the spot here and you probably don't even know, but do you want to come up with a subject for us to talk about next time? And you don't have to say it now, but is there any that come to mind? Or do you want to have a think about it?
I'll have a think about it.
Yeah, well, I know that you have very good opinions on lots of things, and that's why I roped you in to do this podcast with me. And I hope you enjoyed it, and reach out to us in the comments if you want us to talk about anything, and we will catch you later.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.